What is the biggest illusion dentists have about running a successful practice?
Oh, I think a large problem is people believe that if they're busy, they're actually profitable. I've asked very leading dentists if they know their actual monthly profit, and they don't.
What is the one biggest financial mistakes you see repeatedly that dentists are making?
I think people want to scale too early. They tend to hire without having systems. They go and buy equipment because someone else has it.
What kind of marketing actually works for high quality long term patient acquisition?
Word of mouth.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to my podcast, The Dental Lens. Today, we are joined by Dr. Sriram Mudambi, founder of Gold Collar, and someone who is redefining what it means to build a successful dental practice in today's world. With a strong focus on turning clinics into scalable high performance businesses, Dr. Sriram has been at the forefront of bridging clinical excellence with business strategy. Through Gold Collar, India's flagship dental leadership program backed by ISB, he has trained multiple cohorts of dentists to think beyond the chair and step into the role of true practice owners. What's even more impressive is that his alumni is already reporting up to 45% higher take home profits within just 12 months, a testament to the systems, mindset, and leadership frameworks he brings to the table. In this conversation, we will explore what it really takes to build a profitable, scalable dental practice, the mindset shifts dentists need to make, and how to move from being a clinician to becoming a CEO. Welcome to our podcast, Dr. Sriram, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to know more about you.
Most welcome. Thanks for having me here, Dr. Sayada.
Dr. Sriram, I was looking at your LinkedIn profile, and like you have been the managing director of GC when it started back in India in 1997. How has that journey started? Like in GC, how did you join that?
Oh, it was interesting because I was doing my master's in restorative dentistry from the National University of Singapore, and one of my thesis research works was on materials, and one of the materials I was using was actually a 3M composite and also a GC glass ionomer. And then GC back in the day supported my research, but then over time we just bumped into each other, and they simply said we're looking for somebody to start our operations in India, and would you be interested? And I simply said yes without a thought. Uh, So it is more like serendipity. It's not so much about me planning it. It just happened way back in 1999.
You spent 20 years there. Like, what were the most significant things that you built or that you scaled
Oh,
that you're most proud of?
um, when I started the business was absolutely nothing. Over the years, um, we, we we became the fastest growing dental company um, in India and in the region, and over time built a manufacturing facility in India, which is a rather big moment because being a Japanese company, Japanese don't like to do anything outside of their own facilities. And here is a one of a kind smart facility that I had the privilege to build and scale um, over the years.
So you were behind GC becoming a most common name in dentistry.
Yes, because I started GC in India, and you see, over 2.5 decades, expanded the business in Southeast Asia as well as Australia and New Zealand. And dentistry is done differently in different parts of the world, and for me, it is great to see the differences, but also see the similarities. Because enamel and dentine and the pulp are the same everywhere in the world, but how
Yes.
you take care of the same problem is different. What patients are willing to pay are different, and uh, how dentists therefore behave and do treatments are different. So, yeah, I was instrumental in founding GC in India as well as launching all these wonderful products.
Yes, like GC Compos and it is a go-to for glass ionomer cements also.
Correct.
Yeah. It's wonderful to know that, building a brand that is so influential in today's, like every dentist knows about GC. Like there's no one, even the dental students. So I think it is incredible on your part, like being the force behind it. So how did the thought of starting a management program occur to you, doctor?
Um, It is interesting because essentially what happened is I spent 2.5 decades doing building GC, and I chose to do something different. So I took a 2 month break, and I decided that you know what, let me let me do something to uplift the profession. Why is it that certain countries struggle with even working on Sundays, but in some countries dentistry is practiced only 4 days a week, and then the dentists go away to
Yeah.
either golf or do something else? And why is it that some countries we can charge what we can charge, and some countries we struggle to demand and command charges? And the one evident answer was the economy in these countries that I understand. But I think the larger problem is not understanding the business of dentistry, right? We're very good as clinicians, exceptional clinicians, but we don't know how to measure profit. We don't know how to measure operation efficiency. We don't know how to measure very simple things that any simple business would. So, because we don't look at ourselves as a business, we treat ourselves as simply
Mm.
clinicians, which is great. But turns out, um, for the amount of work we put in, and for the amount of hard work and all of that we put in, I think as dentists we need to be rewarded more. And there's a possibility if you learn the right things. And hence,
Yes.
I thought we should have a very formal uh, education platform
Mm.
and a curriculum. It's not just tips and tricks that are done on the weekend. It's something that is uh, really robust, and something that people can actually finish the program and walk out with um, clear understanding as to how to run their practices as a business. Now, mm, I'm aware of many individuals in India and abroad uh, who make it all about themselves, which is, I know, so I can teach, and I can teach everything.
Mm.
It's nice. It's nice up to a point because you see, um, one person can't teach physiology, or um, let's say one dentist can't teach prosthodontics and also endodontics and orthodontics, right? That's why we have separate professors for each
Yes.
subject. The same way, business also is the same. You need a financial expert to teach you finance. You need a marketing expert to teach you marketing. We need somebody else to teach you branding, somebody else to teach you pricing and the like. And therefore, that meant that it needed multiple faculty to drive a formal education platform. Now, we're talking about the business of dentistry, and I'm a dentist, so I can bring in the domain expertise into this curriculum. But then we also need to marry with a management school who brings in the management element of the curriculum.
Yeah.
And me being me, I didn't want to compromise and go to just any random management school. So I wanted
Mm.
to go to the best school that there was, and the number one school in the country is the Indian School of Business in
This
Hyderabad and
guy.
Mohali. And hence my thinking about uh, uh, bridging what I wanted to do, which is to uplift the profession and bring in the best there is, which is the Indian School of Business.
Yes. And the best part is that it is specific to dentists. It's not like healthcare management. It's like dentistry management. And there's literally no other course right now that is happening just for dentists.
That's
So I think
correct.
it
There's no
just
other course.
used as the edge.
That's correct.
Yeah,
There
like
is,
healthcare
because you see,
management is there, but not specifically for dentists.
I know a lot of dentists out of sheer need to learn something different to propel their careers will go into a healthcare
Hmm.
management program. But a lot of the problems that are provided solutions for in a healthcare management program are really not relevant to dentists, right? We don't have long
Yes.
queues outside our clinic. Um, we don't have so similar problems, right? So we are a simple 20 by 20 box that needs to be run very efficiently, provided you understand the various metric that bring about that, right?
So, like, what is the biggest illusion dentists have about running a successful practice?
What is the biggest illusion?
Yes, like if we are dentist, then it is enough for it to be a successful one.
Oh, I think a large problem is people believe that if they're busy, they're actually profitable.
Hmm.
And it's not necessarily the case because you don't look at pricing, you don't look at your costs, but you just are doing focusing on dentistry, which is great. You're taking care of a lot of patients and you're happy that you're a busy practice,
Hmm.
but I'm not so sure you're a profitable one. And if you don't know,
What is the main difference? Hmm.
I've asked very leading dentists if they know their actual monthly profit and they don't.
Like they just check the what is the last revenue that they have or in the
They
clinic.
look at revenue. They look at revenue as a nice metric. What you collect that day is a nice metric. It's measurable. Therefore, what you collect that month is easily measurable.
Hmm.
And you usually use that money for yourself as well as for your practice run and for your personal expense. And then
Hmm.
somehow rotate that money just to sustain yourself, right?
Survive.
Which is not enough
Yeah.
because turns around that
Yes.
if you're not measuring your finances effectively, you're making a big mistake. So that's a huge illusion.
So which three metrics should every dentist track weekly?
Mm, I think it's very important to know what your revenue is. You also need to know
Hmm.
what your chair utilization is. And you got to know where uh, money is leaking or how to prevent it, which is also understanding how you can manage your costs, right? So it's
Oh,
understanding
yes.
pricing, overheads, what is your treatment mix, and things like that.
Hmm. I don't think
Yeah.
anyone would chases a chair utilization metric. Like, how do they even measure that?
How many hours is your how many hours does your clinic work, right? And in those hours, how many hours does your chair
Yes.
utilize? That's the starting point. The next
Hmm.
thing is you take what it costs a month to run your clinic, and you take that cost and apply it on how much share utilization there is. So if it takes you say
Hmm.
5,000
Then how much a
rupees
chair is
per
costing?
hour to
Right.
run your clinic,
Yes.
as an example, right? So
Yes.
you want to know that each chair at least does more than 5,000 rupees.
But how do you? What is the marketing strategy to get those patients? Because, like in India, we know there are a lot of clinics. Like even on a street, there are 10 clinics at once. So, like, how do we attract the patients that we utilize every chair in the same manner?
It's never easy. Um, uh, I don't think every dentist wants, of course, that his chair is utilized 24/7 during the working hour. But there are, I'm sure, times when the chair is not utilized. Now, the two points to this question. More number of patients is clearly um, means more chair utilization,
Yes.
right? But you could do short procedures that pay you well, or say sometimes even a scaling that takes 45 minutes that doesn't pay you as
Yes.
much. So what are the metric? What takes away from chair utilization and the revenue generated per procedure per chair,
Yes.
right? Now that's one thing for people to think about. The other thing you want to think about is how do I get more people in? And there are multiple ways, and I don't think uh, that's a whole day long session on just how to bring more patients, which is a whole breadth and depth of marketing and branding. And people tend to, uh, I'll just loosely mention it for you today, but people seem to want to increase their pricing and they don't understand how to price themselves because they don't know how to position themselves. And if you can't position yourself, you don't know how to brand yourself.
Yes.
So it's a sequence of branding, positioning, and pricing that go hand in hand and not in isolation, right? I'll just say that loosely because then you'll ask me how branding works, and there's a whole
Yes.
uh, large component to that. And how does,
Yeah. Like one seminar can just be on marketing and branding, I'm saying.
yeah, and even that won't be enough. It's a whole day program.
Yes. What is the one biggest financial mistakes you see repeatedly that dentists are making, and it's killing their growth?
Um, I think people want to scale too early. They tend to hire without having systems. They go and buy equipment because someone else has it, and they don't fix inefficiencies before doing the next best thing. You see, and I think these are big mistakes when somebody can make.
So, what systems do you recommend? Like, what are the 3 to 5 non-negotiable systems every dental practice must build to scale?
Most importantly, know the numbers that are
Yes.
important, right? And treatment itself is non-negotiable in terms of quality, right? But having said that, pricing yourself right
Yes.
is also as important.
The pricing depends on the payer also. No? So like the in India there is not much awareness about dentistry. So and there is a mindset that dentists already charge more when actually we are undercharging given our value and the systems that investments that we do. I feel that we are undercharging, but the
Well,
patient's mindset is that we are overcharging them. Then
um,
how do we increase the prices?
first of all, I don't think what you're saying is correct because I think people are. How is it that in certain parts of this country,
Mm-hmm.
for a simple scaling, somebody charges 800 rupees, but
Mm.
across the road, there's a dentist who charges 5,000. And further down the road, because somebody does GBT, they charge 15,000. So it's possible. So it's about
Mm.
what you position
Yes.
for your patient, right? Who are you targeting? Who is your patient persona?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of patients are you attracting? And
Yes.
that's important.
Yes. Like the perception of our clinic in the patient's mind, that depends. Like it
So
matters when we are pricing our
yeah, so
treatments.
of course it does matter. Yes.
Like what mindset shift should a dentist have from transitioning from just a clinician to a CEO or an
I
owner
think the
of a
first thing is
practice?
belief. Belief that actually it's a great profession to be in. If you stay there long enough and do great work, right? The second thing is to understand that you need to learn some business
Yeah.
skills because today business skills are like life skills. So you need business skills um, to be able to run something
Yes.
profitably and methodically, right? Today in the world of AI and ChatGPT, anybody and everybody learns everything from
Yes.
things online. But my point is, if you don't know what you're asking, even AI won't give you the right answer, right? So you need everybody at some point requires a degree of formal education in business. If you are in a situation where you provide value, where you provide a service and you take money in return, then you're a business, right? So I think that's the first shift. The
Yes.
first shift is for people like us who are in the gold collar to try and bring about that shift in thinking.
Like treat it as a business, not just a service. Like in healthcare when we say
Customer,
sales or marketing or pricing, these are terms not heard. Customer. Yes, but basically we are
that's
all
so true.
salesperson and everyone is a customer.
That's
Like
so true.
everyone is trying to sell something,
That's so true.
trying to buy something. Yeah, but I think the mindset needs to be shifted from like that you are
That's
running a
correct.
business, you are not running only a service. Like you have to
That's correct.
survive, then only you survive. Yeah. Like if a dentist wants to increase profits by 30% in 6 to 12 months, where
You want
should
to
they
increase
start?
profits by 30% in the next 12 months. Where do you start? Um, you look at
Yeah,
your
like
pricing first.
yes.
Look at your pricing first. That's the first step to
Hmm.
profitability. People make the mistake and look at trying to reduce costs. Reducing cost does not increase profitability as much as
Hmm.
increasing your prices.
That's the truth, right? That's the first step.
Like undercutting cost can affect the quality of your work also, and the patients will feel it.
That's correct. I mean, also, I believe that undercutting pricing is the single largest detriment to our profession.
But how do you gain the confidence of increase your pricing when you are afraid that your patients will be, taken by others who are pricing who are giving a lower price than you? Like many have that, yeah.
Yeah. So the whole theory in our profession is that we want to charge what someone else charges, or below or above that, which is called in management principles.
Hmm.
It's called competitive based pricing, right? And I think competitive based pricing is the single largest problem our profession has. But instead, if you focus on value based pricing, which is as much as I charge you higher, I also provide you as much value,
Yes.
right? Then the customer does not feel that they're overpaying for something, because I can go to buy, say, clothes. I can go to a place and buy a cheap shirt, or I can go to a very nice place and buy a very expensive shirt. A shirt is a shirt. But why would I go and buy something more expensive? Because I believe that it looks nicer, the quality is better,
Yes.
lasts longer, and the like, right? So if you can provide that value, there is always a price to pay
And
for it. If you
yes.
think of value based
And
pricing,
for value-based pricing, as you said earlier, it is all about positioning and branding your team. But these days, if dentists think about marketing, they
that's
just think
correct.
about running social media ads, or they're just flyers or something like that. But they chase marketing hacks like ads and all. But what are they missing? Like in the marketing scenario, to acquire more patients, what are they missing?
I think they're missing the fact that as
Hmm.
much as you come across a certain way in social media, when the patient actually visits you,
Yes.
are you the same experience? Is there a huge difference between what you say in social media and who you actually are?
Though your ads match their experience.
So if people don't see the authenticity, if people don't see the authenticity in you, I don't think they're interested in you really, because today patients are very
Yes.
discerning.
So I was asking like, what kind of marketing actually works for high quality long term patient acquisition?
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth, yeah. But everybody believes like word of mouth is very outdated now. You have to
No,
go
the
and
question you asked me was
actually acquire the
for high end patients who are
yes.
very discerning. They they will come to you only through word of mouth, not through social media.
Like if someone has a good patient experience in your clinic, then referrals, I think recommendations also helps in building
Correct.
a brand. Yeah. So is personal branding essential for dentists, or do you think it's overrated?
I think it's not overrated. Personal branding is very important because people come to you for your name, for what you do and how you do it. So as much as your uh, clinic's brand is important, your personal brand is even more so important.
So how do we build that personal brand, like with social media or
Through
anything?
multiple touch points. It's not just social media. It's interpersonal skills, how you come across. Um, it's never just social media. Are you social as a person?
Yes.
Do you go out and socialize? And if you do, how do you come across? Right? And that's
Yeah.
important.
Like yeah. Before social media, personal branding was all about meeting others and having seminars or
It is.
uh, like for dentistry, I think it was education based. Your personal brand was linked to your academics and your education. With social media, it has changed to about your personality.
Yes.
Like social media is amplifying your personality.
It does amplify your personality, but also gets you to get a reality check. Like I said a while ago, what you say on social media and who you actually are have got to be the same person, right? Um, if I came across like this in a podcast, and if you met me, and if I'm a different person,
Hmm.
well, I don't think uh,
Yes.
I'm coming across being consistent, right? So being consistent and authentic is important. I think what
So,
the message I have on this topic,
yes.
on personal branding,
Hmm.
is ask yourself just one question:
Hmm.
how authentic are you?
You have to be the same everywhere.
How authentic are you? So if you can answer that question well, you're good.
And there's no talk about team building in our dental industry. Like, when I have conversation with someone outside of India, they say about team building, patient coordination, and everything. But in India, it's like the dentist word is the final. So, how do you approach team building in India? Like, why do most dental teams underperform even in good clinics?
See, it starts with the quality of the person you bring in first. Second,
Hmm.
understanding clearly why you're bringing somebody in. A second. Third, then build a culture around your teams such that they have a sense of purpose and belonging to your practice. And I think if you did all these well,
Hmm.
you built a great team. And then, of course, you rewarded them well enough,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. So, what's your approach to building accountability without
Well, I
micromanagement?
just told you this. You could bring accountability if you allow people, if you brought the right person and empower that person to do the right thing, right? And if you empower well, you're already in the right path where somebody feels more inclined to working with you every day versus imagining that they just have to wake up in the morning and come to do a job. There's a huge difference in team performance because of just that.
Like, have you seen a case where fixing the team helped unlock more growth without extra marketing?
It, I think, as human beings, we've only done great things because of great teams,
Yes.
right? So that answers your question.
Like, how if a dentist is considering expanding their clinic, so at what point they should think about expanding or opening a second clinic or adding more chairs?
Um, Today, people expand even earlier than they need to. I mean, I know people who start with
Hmm.
2 chairs already, imagining that they're going to have that
Hmm.
many patients. Well, they could have very well just started off with one. Um, but I think it's a question of, again, something we discussed a while ago, which is a chair utilization.
Hmm.
One. And if your chair is utilized optimally, and if you think you can also, you want to reduce waiting time for your patients, please do remember that usually when
Hmm.
you have an extra chair, you want someone else working on it so that the place is utilized
Yes.
well. So it's a function of multiple things. It's not an easy question to answer, um, right? The important thing to ask is, if you chose to expand, what is the ROI?
Hmm. If you're financially stable enough to take, a new chair will take at least a 6 months time to become like fully operational and utilize it time.
It's different, right? It's different from different. It's different for different practices.
So it all comes back to ROI, like how much you are getting the return, and then thinking about the expansion. So, like, what are the biggest mistakes dentists make when trying to scale?
Like I said earlier, again, trying to scale too fast. Okay, even about scaling, right? I mean, what are you doing it for, right? If it's scaling alone,
Hmm.
what are you doing it for?
Hmm.
Um, what's the purpose of scaling? Um, is this the right time based on the profitability I existingly have? Should I add another chair, or if not another chair, can I add other equipment? Why should I add that equipment? Because someone else has it, or because I know that if I did those
Hmm.
kind of treatments, I will further my profits, right? So the multitude of factors as
Yes.
to to help you to decide how to scale,
Yes. Yeah.
not just one.
Do you think with yeah, yeah. Do you think with increase in corporate dentistry, there is a competition for solo practitioners? Where do they stand now?
I think there's enough room for both. I'm an old fashioned person, and I like personally branded practices because I think people come for the person, not for the brand. But having said that, corporate dentistry has done wonders in terms of providing standardization and scale, and of course lowering prices as well. To a point that certain people like corporate dental chains. They're more visible, they're more
Yeah.
accessible, and the like. Right? So both have their own differences.
I think the penetration into the towns and rural areas is also a good beneficial for everyone involved.
It's
Like
fantastic.
solo dentist, yeah,
It's the bigger another problem is everybody wants to practice in the city. But if people went
yes,
to suburbs in the city or also went to little towns, I think the possibilities are endless.
yes. Like there is a massive gap between rural India and the cities. Like, um, do you think we can survive with using satellite clinics, like with the advent of AI and AI diagnostics with satellite clinics? Do you think it will
Well,
we can go there?
it's a nice thought. It's a nice idea. Everything's great, but then I think we got to get some fundamentals right. Um,
Hmm.
you can diagnose with all of this, but I don't know. People need a solution, right? They need treatment.
No, like like keeping 1 day a week or 2 day a week for a for a remote practice where a normal general dentist is there, but for specialized procedures, as a specialist, you go there for just specialist procedures. I think rural market is very unpenetrated for dentistry right now.
Absolutely.
So how can we utilize that?
Well,
Yeah.
I know
So
people
how
who do 4 days of urban dentistry and 3 days of rural dentistry, right? And their practices are separate, right? So each person has their own way of understanding it. I know some people who set up a practice in a rural setup, and that's what they want to do. They choose to do. Um, I think it's a. I think it can also be an initiative from various governments who can encourage people to do this,
hmm,
and incentivize dentists to actually set up rural practices. That could be a great way forward. And I think a lot of dental colleges run camps that cover some degree of this,
hmm,
not to an extent, but it's still with the population and the density we've got in our country. Um, it's
hmm.
um, it's a huge it's a huge need.
So, and like for colleges, like they do just the screening of the patients, and I think it is good for awareness for them.
I know some colleges also do treatment. So
Yeah. Like, like, what skills will define the top 1% of dentists in the next 10 years?
what skills? I think first thing is going to be business literacy, leadership, and
Yes.
communication. It's also going to be adaptation of technology and making decisions based on data. And of course, if you're able to scale while not losing authenticity, you'll be the top 1%.
One belief about dentistry you strongly disagree with.
One belief about dentistry, uh, one belief about dentistry. Let me think about this answer. I think this whole thought that there are too many dentists, there's too much competition,
Hmm.
and the dentistry has no future. Um, all of these are wrong beliefs. I think dentistry is a great future if you're in the right place doing the right thing and are persistent and are authentic and doing great work. Um, that's what I think. It's still a great future for this profession.
It's all about how you position yourself, I think.
Position, quality of work, all of that. It's a whole. It's not just positioning yourself. It's all about the whole. package who you are, what you do, why you do it, and how well you do it.
What do you think will yes. Like, how do you think like top performing dentists, how do they differentiate themselves? Like what separates them from the regular ones?
I think top performing dentists do know a lot about the business of dentistry intuitively, right? They are looking at their the clinical side, but they're also applying their business side at all times, right? That's the first thing. I think they have a fine balance, so they know how to churn profitability, yet need not have too many patients, but still do a great job.
Like when those who build their personal brands, I think
And along the way, also build
uh,
their personal brand. It's not just about the personal brand; it's along the way also build the personal brand.
like one book that changed how you think about business and industry.
I think I like this book. It's called From Good to Great by Jim Collins, I
Hmm.
think. Yeah,
Like if you had to rebuild from scratch today, like if you're starting a new clinic, what would be the first thing that you would do?
I would get absolutely clear about my positioning. I'd be very wanting to be clear with my numbers and ensure I got systems in place from day one.
Like operations should all operations should be in place. Then second thing you think about the patients. Like before designing a clinic, only you have to think about what all the systems that you are going to use.
Correct.
So what does success to you in the industry mean to you?
I mean, look, back in the day, success looked like achievement, recognition, and growth. Today, I think it
Mm.
means one, make an impact, um, build something that outlasts you. Um, so
That
I
leaves a
think
legacy.
if you're a legacy, if you leave a legacy, well, I think it's but an impactful like an impact because you've transformed people and their lives because of your mere existence. Um, and even after you, there's a legacy that continues to do so. Well, you've done a that's immensely successful in my mind.
So what kind of impact do you want Gold Collar to have on the profession?
See, well, look, we want to help dentistry respect the business elements of the profession. I don't want people to think of business learning as a side topic, but also as a core skill, right? This way, you can help build a healthier practice, and the profession becomes very future ready, and the outcome from the profession is much better. That's what that's my purpose. That's Gold Collar's purpose,
Yeah.
right?
Do you think colleges should implement business lessons, like at
I
least
mean, I'm saying yes and
introduction?
no, but I think yes and no. Um, I'm saying let colleges do a great job of teaching dentistry first.
Yes. Yeah. But at least the sense like you just come out of the college and you have no idea. I think people should first get the experience, like work under someone, then start a business or like learn about business, then start with a clinic.
Well, you could do both.
In college, students don't think about the business aspect. Not even in college. Even after like few years of running their practice, then they think about the business aspect of the practice. I think that needs to change. And like having at least an introduction class in the college about the business and industry, I think that will have the awareness aspect. That will
Yeah,
serve the awareness aspect to the students.
absolutely.
So, if your students could remember you for one principle, what should it be?
Just remember, great clinical skills, save teeth. Strong business
Hmm.
skills, build practices. You need both.
Yes, that is true. So, anything you would like to add to the discussion?
No, really nothing. I mean, I'm just saying it's wonderful to be part of your podcast, Dr. Saida. Thanks for having me here. Um,
Thank you for
um,
giving me the
I know you're trying to
opportunity.
make an impact yourself to educating people as to what new there is out there, and Godspeed and best wishes to you. Um,
Thank you. One last question is like, if someone wants to enter the corporate side of the dentistry, like you have done in with GC, how do they begin their career there?
oh, first of all, you ask yourself why you want to be in the corporate side, and two, you'll have to start from somewhere in the bottom or somewhere to do with professional relationships and the like. Um, and well, you build yourself up from there. But then understand that corporates run differently, and what corporate needs are must be adhered to in their own ways. And if you like it, you stay there. Um,
So, do you think they need to get some extra education for starting their corporate career, or they can start with this
well, some
BPS?
people I didn't have any extra education when I started my career. I just started it and had intuitively ran it. But some people may require it. But if you want, but you're either natural or you're not. Um, and if you require it, maybe go get a management education of sorts, right? Aligned towards what the corporate job you're seeking.
I think like many dentists have this coming up with the notion that, as we discussed earlier, that the increased competition, lower prices, and all. So many of them are looking for the corporate side of the jobs. So I wanted, to know how to start there. Thank you
Now,
for you.
it depends on what kind of a job it is.
Yes. Yeah. So thank you, Dr. Sriram. This has such an insightful conversation. I hope people learn the at least a bit, take some value from this conversation. Thank you for sharing your journey and the work you are doing with Gold Collar. It is truly shaping the next generation of dental professionals.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to interview you. I feel it's my honor that I could talk to you.
Anytime. You're very, very accessible. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.